Welcome back to Qtronics, where I have all the gear and no idea. Today we're going to be looking at a classic, a PlayStation 1. So what are we going to be doing with this? We're going to be installing a PSIO unit. Now I picked this up from AliExpress recently, and basically it plugs into the back of the PlayStation here and allows you to play your backups off an SD card. So that sounds great. You're thinking, oh, just plug and play. Unfortunately not. You do have to install this little board here. If I show you on the top camera, this needs installing. There's about 8 wires or 9 wires that come off this, and I just need dotting around the back of the underside of the board. So once we've done that, we should be able to play games from the SD card. That's great. Anyway, let's get into it. So this PlayStation's already ready to come apart because I've been messing about with it previously. So let's get down to the motherboard and I'll show you what's going on. Ooh. I'm an idiot and left that cable plugged in. Right then, good. It's really easy when you've taken it apart recently. So as you can see, this board has got a mod chip and a BIOS installed. So look out for a video on that in the future, because this allows game ID to be sent to a memory card Pro 2. So when we're up and running later, I'll show you how that works with the PSIO. Basically, it means when you change a game, the Mem Card Pro 2 will auto pick a new slot for you to play the games on. Makes it a lot easier rather than having to press a button to flick through. So yeah, that's all there. So look out for a video on that. Anyway, on to the back of the board. Right. So as you can see, the back of this board is actually quite dirty. So first thing I'm going to do is clean off all of this flux. Right, so we'll flash a diagram up on the screen as to what I'm following for this install, so you guys can see where it is. But basically, we want to stick the board somewhere around here. So if we plop that on here with a bit of sticky pad, that's where we need to sit. There we go. So it'll just sit there. And the points we need to connect to, some of them around here. There's a few down here, and there's one over here. So let's get the scope out and get into it. So as you can see, we're over the IDE part of the board now. And basically, the first thing we need to do is actually cut a trace. So I'm going to go through the board and cut all the traces we need to first. And then we can come back to soldering the external port on it. So one of the traces here need cutting, and that is, so 3 across from the bottom. So 1, 2, 3. This trace needs cutting between these 2 points. So get a nice sharp knife, and we just want to cut between those 2 points. Right then, multimeter in continuity mode. That's all we need to check if these 2 points are broken. So continuity mode is that famous mode that goes beep, 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 beep. It's the so annoying. Right, then let's check those 2 points. No, they're gone by the looks of it. I can prove this by hopefully getting it to beep there, but not there, but it will beep. Oh no, maybe, oh no, there we go. It looked like it's been severed, but it's not. So let's just cut through that a little bit more. There you go, that's cut now. So back into continuity mode, let's have a quick check. There we go, we're done. Cool, that's cut. Right, on to the next bit we need to cut, and that is down the bottom half of the board, just past this ground point here, down around here. So let's get down to it. So there's the ground point I was on about. And then we're down here. So if I show you on the other camera where we're at. So here's the ground point, and we're moving over to this block of wires here. We need to cut the trace between this one here. So the second one down from the top or fourth from the bottom, whichever way you count in here, that needs cutting. It's really weird when you're cutting a trace because you think, how the hell do you ever break a trace when you're soldering? It takes this much effort to cut it. Drop it by PA so we can see if that cut's made yet. Yeah, that looks cut to me. That's it. And then we have one last place to cut, and that is just above the ground holes. So here, there's a set of wires on the corner here. So it's one of those we need to cut. So let's get over to that. So if I show you on the scope, here's this. We're going to come up till we get to these wires here. And we need to cut this one. That's all the cutting we need to do. So you can put the knife away now. We can put the knife away and we're done with the cutting. That's probably the scariest part, to be honest, is when you start cutting PCBs. It gets a little bit funny. I'm just going to dry the board off a little bit with a cotton swab. Right then, so I'll show you on the side camera again where about we're mounting it. So, as you can see, this thick trace here comes down. We want to mount it on the corner here, basically. So, just over these little wires here, just here. Now, I don't remember exactly where I read this, but I believe the ground pads on the board cannot be covered when we're doing wires. So all these ground pads need to not have wires running across them because the PlayStation uses them elsewhere. So make sure you don't run any wires across them, basically. Right then. Just gonna put a bit of Captain tape there. And then I've just got some M3 sticky. Onto the back of the board. Right then, this is what I was talking about. So you can see the big thick trace bends up here. So looking at diagrams and stuff, the best place to position it is just around there, but obviously the right way. So these two little wires here, they get covered up and we drop into that bottom one, around about there, look. So I will zoom out on the main camera in a second once I've stuck it down and I'll show you what I mean. Right then, so as I said, make sure we stick it the right way, which is with the little resistor at the bottom. So this way, and we want to just position that around about there. And the Captain tape for me just stops it from, if there's anything underneath the board it's touching, there isn't, but there we go, just sat there nicely. Right then, let's get some wires soldered. So first of all, we're going to need some wire.
It's a full moon tonight.
I'm going to be using 30 AWG for this. I'm using white because I always use red. So I would just cut off some strips and go for it from there. So we need to run some wire from there to there. So I'm just going to cut some strips off and we'll go from there. So as you can see from the board, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is that? I think that's more than 8, isn't it? There's 4 on the side here, there's a ground here, yeah, and there's 4 here, so yeah, 9. Yep, 9. I was double checking to make sure that VDD definitely needed plugging in. Yeah, it does. So let's cut 9 pieces of wire off and away we go. Right then, solder ready, irons ready. I'm looking at 350 degrees C for this, and we'll come back down if we need to, temperature wise. So up to that part there where we cut earlier on. There we go, that's on. Right, the next two wires are along the same part of the port. So towards the other end. And we have second from the bottom, so this one. And second from there as well. So this one and this one. So let's get them tinned up. That was IPA, not flux. Right, let's get them soldered onto the board now. So let's do PE first. I'm going to just tin this board and we'll go from there. I'm going to bring the iron back down to 330 because I think it's too hot else. And then that's all the points tinned. So let's focus on some of these points now. So PE, let's get that one soldered. So I'm just going to come straight down for this and get it at an angle there. So if I can grab that at the right point. There we go, that's PE in. Right then, next is PI. So annoyingly, this is around the other side of the board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come straight down. I'm going to come straight down and actually go round the board on it. We're going to try and tack these in later with some UV solder mask, see if that'll work. I've been told that can work quite well, so...
Oh, I think we should do it the easy way, don't you, Spike?
Right, so I'm going to take PE underneath... Sorry, I'm going to take PI underneath PE actually and go the other side of the board. So like this. And then we can go across and down. Just trying to do some nice wiring for once because I feel like normally my wiring's not the nicest. Right guys, I'm going to put away the scope because I think you'll be able to see better without the scope. So give me 2 seconds and we'll get just a normal camera. Right, so I'm coming down from this wire here. Oh. And there's PI installed. Right then, let's get VDD installed next. So VDD, obviously. Actually, scrap that. I've missed a wire. Let's go with EN first. So EN is down here at the bottom. EN is down here at the bottom of the board. Okay, EN's done. Right then, VDD, which I missed earlier on, is up here. So, as you can see on the board, there are these two wires here. Sorry, these two sections here. VDD is the left section here. So let's get onto that. You know what? I'm looking at the footage as I'm doing this, and I will put the scope out. And what I'll do is at the end I'll come back out to the board so you can see the wiring that I've done. I think that makes the most sense. So just bear with me a sec again. And VDD is coming from this left section here. So I'll get some flux and get that sorted. Okay, that looks good. Right, I would say we're past halfway done now because we've installed 4 of the 9 wires. Right then, let's get down. Let's get the ground wire done next, nice and simple. So we're down here. So from the mod chip, from the PSIO chip, we go down to the ground pad. We're going to the left of the pad. There's this big blob here. That's ground, so let's just solder onto that. We can use a short bit of wire for this because ground's quite close, so that does help. There we go. Right then, and ground, as you can see, it's just down this bottom, so this is pretty much a straight wire. Hang on, the wire is deciding to not play ball here. I may have cut it a little bit short. Should bear with me. I should have cut it perfect. Oh, look at that. Smack bang on. Hopefully I can get it to solder. Right then, and now we're on to the last 3 points, which are XI, CI, L, and C. I can't count, can I? I'm on to our last 4 points. Right then, down the bottom left of the board, just past where we've done the ground, to the left, that's where our next points are. And if you remember right, we made a cut. Sorry, scrap that. It's just above the ground point to the left here, where I have placed that wire. We made a cut. Okay, where's my... Right, let's try that again. Here, just above the ground plane. We made a cut to the board, if you remember. If I could look at a diagram and understand what's going on. Right then. So the XE point is this wire here, and the XI point is this wire here. So let's get some solder on and get those sorted. Now the guide I'm following does say remove solder mask, so there might be a little bit of solder mask around it, not letting you get a good blob of solder on there, but I don't think there's any need to remove the solder, so let's go from there. Right, 2 more wires then, let's go. And then we might as well do the last 2 wires before we move on. And if you remember right, that's where we made the other cut on the board, which is down past the ground point. Where's that? Hang on. To the right this time. There you go, you can see the mark we made. Now CI is the point we cut. And then the next point is just to the left, and that is the CE point. And that is the top one. Much better. Right then, I believe that's all the wires soldered to the board now, so let's get them put on to the main board. And there we go, that's all the wires soldered now. So this is what the board's looking like. You can see we've got all of our points soldered. Yeah, the wiring's messy. I never quite know how to get wiring down to a T. To be honest, we could go short here and stuff, but you know what? Anyone in the comments, when it comes to wiring, let me know how to do better. Right, and then the first thing I've noticed straight away is this ground point here. What did I say about those? We need to avoid those. So luckily enough, I left enough wire in that I can go around those points. So that should be fine. Right then, I think that's it, we're good. I'm going to just need the board to clean up now, and then we can give it a test. Right then guys, we're all back together now, so let's give it a test. I've put everything back together, heat shields the lot, get it all screwed up. One thing I will note that I forgot to say when I was installing is the PSIO board on the bottom. Put a little bit of Captain tape over that just in case it shorts out with the shield at the bottom. Other than that, we should be good to go. Right then, let's plug the PSIO in and let's have a look. Right then, let's start her up. Oh, there we go. The PlayStation intro, the PlayStation 1 intro is so iconic. I'll show you down here in a minute that it's picking up when it picks up PSIO. And then, these are games that just came on the memory card with it, so I'll just load something and go from there. Oh, interesting. My memory card isn't picking this up, so I have no idea what game this is. Let's have a look. It all seems to be running fine to me anyway. Yeah, let's have a look what game it is. I'm not sure if this is oh yeah, Integral. Not sure if this is even a PlayStation game. Right, let me stop it and show you another memory card that's going on with this. So I have a friend's PSIO here. So let's plug that in because he has all of his games backed up ready. So we can see actual games working on it. Because like I said, those ones just came on there. I don't know if they've been put on there properly. Right, let's boot it up. Here we go. Just while that's booting, I mean, this is the SD card they sent, so it's an actual SD card, so you can imagine I have no idea how good that is. Right, we're into PSIO. Right, yeah, so these are all his backups that he's got all the discs for. Let's go to something cool. Let's go to Digimon World. Such a weird game if you didn't play it back in the day. Right then, let's kick that off. Right, so that is booting up now, and I'm going to show you if I can. You can see it says Digimon World, so yeah, it's picking up the gamer ID. Now, if that is something you're interested in, guys, let me know, and I will cover a video on it. Because obviously, I need to flash myself some BIOSes, and I'll show you how it's done. So yeah, let me know if that's something you're interested in. Anyway, as you can see, the PSIO is running flawlessly. There's absolutely no issues here. Right, while Crash Bandicoot plays in the background, I'll end up there. So thank you guys for joining me. Hopefully that video was nice and easy to follow along with the PSIO. This is in a PU22 motherboard. Each motherboard is slightly different, but the gist of it is very much the same. I'll put up the picture for this board and I'll drop a link to the other boards. Consoles Unleashed have a really good guide on all the boards, so it makes it nice and easy. So yeah, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, it really helps us to grow. And let me know if you want a video on the Game ID BIOS and a mod chip install. Anyway, thanks for watching and catch you next time.